You've heard her sweet voice as one of the founding members of the classic female singing group, the Supremes. But while Mary Wilson was sharing hit after hit with the world, she was also busy raising her three wonderful children, Turkessa, Pedro Jr. and late son Rafael. In May 1974, the late iconic singer married her first and only husband, Pedro Ferrer, in Las Vegas. The couple was together for 7 years, and during their marriage, they welcomed their three children together. Looking back, the Back in My Arms Again singer was thrilled to become a mom. "I always wanted to be married and have children, and I love being pregnant," she told Time magazine in August 2019. "I had some of my stage dresses turned into maternity gowns because I worked into my 9th month." Mary continued working her busy schedule even after having Turkessa, Pedro Jr. and Rafael. Fortunately, she had the help of Pedro during the early years of her children's childhood, but the former couple called it quits by 1981. Following their divorce, Mary struggled to balance her hectic Hollywood career and time at home. The Supreme Glamour author said her kids finally understood what she had to do as a single parent as they got older, but it wasn't always easy when they were growing up. "I remember at one show at Drury Lane, in London, I nursed Turkessa until moments before I got on stage, when the nanny grabbed her," Mary recalled to the outlet. "My daughter said I wasn't the best mother, but all stars' children say that. As a performer, you're up there on stage giving love to millions of people, and then when you come home, you're tired." Tragically, Mary died at age of 76 in February 2021. The beloved singer's longtime friend and publicist Jay Schwartz confirmed her heartbreaking death to CNN, noting Mary died suddenly. The former dream girl. "My life as a Supreme author was surrounded by her surviving children, Turkessa and Pedro Jr., when she died at her home in Henderson, Nevada. Mary's unforgettable legacy will live on in her children and grandchildren." Here's all about the late legend's children. Turkessa Ferrer. Mary's firstborn arrived in 1975, but unfortunately, Turkessa has been kept out of the spotlight for the majority of her life. Though much about her professional and personal life is unclear, we know Turkessa is the proud mom of her daughter, Mia Marie. In a rare photo shared on Twitter in 2016, Turkessa smiled alongside her mom while holding her baby girl in her arms. Pedro Antonio Jr. Ferrer. Mary's eldest son is Pedro, and like his older sister, he's kept a low profile for most of his mom's decades-long career. However, he has made a few public appearances over the years, including attending the Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony for the Supremes in March 1994. Rafael Ferrer. The singer's youngest child was Rafael. Tragedy struck in January 1994 as Mary and Rafael, who was 16 at the time, were involved in an accident on Interstate 15 between Los Angeles and Las Vegas. The Jeep Cherokee they were in veered off the highway and overturned. While Mary sustained some injuries, sadly Rafael's injuries were fatal. "It's like a hole, but you've still got your heart, you still have your heart. And I think that's what got me through, still having that heart and knowing life can be up and it can be down, and you've got to learn how to roll with the punches, as they say. I mean, I'm not over it, I'll never be over it," Mary once said on the Dan Wooten interview. She added, "I have his picture all over my house, and sometimes I will look at it, and I'll just burst into tears. And sometimes I'll just smile, you know, you've just got to, something in you, you've got to have that."